tiến hành lấy mẫu lần 2 đối với gói thứ hai bằng máy đắp man.
Alright guys, I began my video with a small clip of Nduta, the lady who is going to be executed if the authorities in Kenya doesn't intervene in this particular case. She is accused of drug trafficking, which has a very serious implication in Vietnam, and if the authority or Kenyan government doesn't intervene on time, then she's going to be executed, and it's a very sad, a very sad story, especially here in Kenya, because she's one of our own, and the government should put on all the necessary effort and necessary measures to make sure that Nduta is repatriated back into the country. This is the focus of my video this particular moment. I want to see what awaits Nduta, and this is the discussion of the topic of this video. Very warm welcome guys to my channel this particular morning, and if it is your first time on my channel, could you kindly just spare a moment of your time and hit that subscription button and put on a notification bell as well, so that when I do subsequent videos or videos like this, you'll not miss out. Well, I'll begin my video with a statement from PS of Foreign Affairs Korir Sing'oei. Korir had this to say: I had a telephone conversation this afternoon with my counterpart, His Excellency Nguyen Minh Hang, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam, over the matter of Margaret Nduta. I conveyed to Madam Hang the anxiety of the Kenyan people on the impending execution of our national, and reiterated our request for a stay of execution to allow our two countries find a path to resolving the issues. I'm grateful for Madam Hang's assurance that our petition is under consideration by her country's authorities. In the meantime, our mission in Bangkok is actively following up the case in this situation. Signed off by Foreign We'll also follow up with a tweet of Korir Sing'oei on Richard Onyonka. Thank you, Honorable Richard Onyonka, for your petition. Nduta case is complex and difficult, but we are doing everything within our disposal to secure reprieve for our national. The two tweets are going to make the basis, or to form the basis, of my discussion about Nduta's execution in this particular afternoon. Margaret Nduta Macharia, 37-year-old Kenyan national, is scheduled to be executed in Vietnam today, Monday, March the 17th of 2025, following her conviction for drug trafficking. In July 2023, Vietnamese authority arrested Ms. Macharia at Ho Chi Minh City's Tan Son International Airport after discovering over 2 kilograms of cocaine concealed in her luggage. She had traveled through Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Kenya, Bole International Airport in Ethiopia, and Hamad International Airport in Qatar without detection before her apprehension in Vietnam. During her trial, Ms. Macharia claimed that a Kenyan man known only as John had hired her to transport the suitcase to a woman in Laos, for which she received $1,300 and had her travel expenses covered. She maintained that she was unaware of the suitcase contents. However, the court found her guilty of drug trafficking on March 6, 2025, and sentenced her to death. It is important to note that Vietnamese is one of those countries that have very strict laws, especially when it comes to drug. Vietnam country enforces some of the world's strictest drug laws, with capital punishment applicable for trafficking over 600 grams of heroin or cocaine. So Ms. Macharia was caught in this particular mix, and these guys are very strict with their laws, and that's why she's going to face
days
a
before her execution.
Kenyans are pouring on X, or Kenyans are pouring their frustration, especially putting the government under pressure to make sure that Nduta is repatriated back into the country. One of them is Kisii Senator Richard Onyonka. Richard Onyonka apparently petitioned President William Samoei Ruto to make sure that Nduta is repatriated back to Kenya to be charged within Kenyan laws. But it is important to note that Kenya doesn't have a death penalty or a death penalty for that matter, and I think the Vietnamese or the Vietnam government would not allow Nduta to be repatriated to face charges under Kenyan's law. It is also important to note that her case is very complicated because the laws that she broke are Vietnamese law. The laws that belongs to Vietnam are not Kenyan laws, though. That's why Kori Sing'oei, the PS for Foreign Affairs, had said that her case is a bit complicated, but they are doing everything that they can to make sure that there is an amicable solution to that particular matter. Also, Baba Wino said that it's instead of Nduta being hanged or instead of Nduta facing a death sentence in Vietnam, we should have an exchange. We should perhaps give out a corrupt individual, a corrupt Kenyan politician to face the news, to face the hang for that matter, and let Nduta off the hook because she is a mother, she is a Kenyan who was just looking ways to fend for her family, and she did not know. Remember, Nduta had said that she was framed and she did not know the content of the bag that she was having when she transported it to Vietnam. We await the decision of the Vietnam because the government is doing everything it can to bring Nduta back to our country and face the law or face the law in our country. So this evening we don't know because it's said that it's going to be at 8:30 that she's going to face the hang, but it's not sure. We are not sure whether it's going to take place because the government is doing everything it can to make sure that Nduta comes back to the country. If it is your first time on my channel, could you kindly just spare a moment of your time and hit that subscription button before you sign out and put on a notification bell as well so that when I do subsequent videos, you'll not miss out. Adios. Have a lovely day.